Hi everyone, and welcome to the Mindful Her Woman. I'm Michelle Merrix, and I welcome you today. As today's topic, we talk about why everything changes and why that is actually okay. There's a moment when women reach, often midlife, where they look around at their marriage, their family, their roles in the family, and they think, why does everything feel so different? Nothing is necessarily wrong, but nothing is quite the same. And here's the truth. We don't say out loud enough, change isn't a sign of failure. It's a sign of life. This is life. It can create fear if things have changed or they're changing because something new is coming up and you don't know how to take that or how it's going to go. And if I can share with you very quick, I remember the first time that I had a client as a life coach, and she was so worried about being an empty nester. And she said, I'm sitting in the house and I realize it's quiet. The kids have other things that they're doing. The routine is different, and she was realizing that the life I had worked so hard for, to be confident with, being that mom, is no longer needed. They don't need me like they did, and she felt a bit lost. She felt very lost. In fact, I ran into a friend actually at a fundraiser back in the fall, and I said, how are things going? The kids are in college, and she said, one's graduated, one is in college, and I hate it. I hate every minute of it. So they no longer need me. And with that, it comes down to my marriage isn't bad, my family life, we're not falling apart, but the rhythm has changed. The rhythm of everything has changed. Conversations are shorter. Kids are shorter on the phone. There's a quick text, always not a long text that's saying what they need. The needs are now different. You're needed, it's just different. And that the role that, women play, again, confidently for years, suddenly now it feels unfamiliar and we don't feel as confident. We don't feel, you're kind of like, what do I do now? Because life has changed in front of me. So for my client, what she eventually understood was we weren't falling apart as a family, we were growing into a new season. And with new seasons comes change. And no one teaches us how to do that with grace, without being sad, without getting angry. Why hasn't he come home? It's, been a month since I've seen him. Where are the kids? But things are just changing, and that's what you want. We raise kids for them to change, but you don't realize when it gets here, suddenly there's something that's going to find you in a lonelier space. So there is a powerful perspective. Remember, it's always in perspective. This distinction between growing into a new season versus not losing what you had. It's becoming a new season. Things are becoming a little different. And again, I always tell you this because you know me and my hourglass. Time is going. And I want you to recognize that time that is going in front of you and to recognize what happens. And in this, like in marriage and family, change shows up quietly until that one day you're sitting in the living room and you realize just how quiet it is. Children become independent. Your parents are aging. You don't even realize how much they're aging. Partnerships, they shift from survival mode. We're in survival, we're raising kids, into, okay, we're companions again. We're friends again. There's no one else in the house making noise. The challenge isn't the change itself. The challenge is us resisting it. We resist the change, which causes chaos within inside us. When we expect relationships to stay the same forever, we turn natural evolution into disappointment. And you don't want to be disappointed when you're evolving as a family, in a marriage, what have you. So again, time is going fast. Let's recognize what that is. On the screen, you'll see where we've discussed this, but we're going to take 3 takeaways that we've had from this discussion. Takeaway 1, change does not mean that something is wrong. Change just means that, something is changing. There's a quieter marriage. Doesn't mean it's a weaker one. A more independent family doesn't mean that you are less needed. It means the relationship is asking to be met in a new way. The relationship with your children, the relationship with your husband, his relationship with you. So takeaway 2, grief and gratitude, they can exist together. And it's called duality. You can feel sad and it can exist with also feeling happy. Some people, when they're very much grieving in their life and they've lost someone, they feel, I've lost someone and I shouldn't feel happy. No, that is not true at all. You can be grateful exist with feeling sad. Duality, and you can live that and be okay with it. Don't punish yourself or feel any kind of shame. You can miss what was and appreciate what is. So letting go of one season in life, it does not erase the meaning. It actually honors it as you walk into something new. Takeaway 3, the strongest families evolve. They don't cling, they evolve. So healthy marriages and families don't hold on tighter, they stay curious. They ask themselves, and they can even joke about it around the dinner table, who are we becoming now? What does love look like in this season? And as your children then have partners that come into the family, that changes things around again. I, for myself, have a nephew who got married in the fall, and I have another nephew who's getting married the end of May, in the spring. And we've taken on new people and, living on their own. That's all completely different. So that question alone is very freeing of, okay, what does our future look like? What does our love look like as a family? Whether, you've grown up with a mixed family, divorced family, together family, single mom, no dad, what have you, as things grow and continue, so do relationships. Respect what your children are building without being clingy and needy to them as adults. This happens a lot with women as well. And we become a little too needy over our children because, again, we're afraid that they're growing, and where are you? Where's my baby? And our babies grow up. They will always be your children. You'll love them like a baby. But don't be upset if they let you know, Mom, you're being too needy. Mom, I did this, I did that. I just saw you a week ago. So don't push. And I know that's hard to hear sometimes. Don't push. But you have to find your own life in the things that you liked, that you still like, that you liked before and maybe you stopped doing. You still need to be a mom. And soon, again, this is what happens. This time keeps going. Before you know it, you're a grandmother. I always say you're a Nana, you're a Nona, you're a Gigi, whatever name that you choose, or a lot of times those grandchildren choose that for you. So in closing, if everything feels different right now, pause. Pause before you judge yourself and the relationships that you have, because you want those relationships to be wonderful. And part of that being wonderful sometimes is letting go. Change doesn't mean that you have failed in any way, shape, or form. It means you're alive, you're learning, and you yourself are still growing, and you get to be with your family to watch them grow as well. And when you allow marriage and family to evolve with honesty, compassion, something really beautiful happens. You don't lose the connection, you deepen it. And guess what? That is more than okay. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope this message may have helped you in any way, shape, or form. Again, I'd love to see you join my Facebook so we can see each other more often. I'm Michelle Merrix with the Mindful Her Woman at WCTV. Have a great day.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.